Welcome back to the Bad Blood Podcast, people. This is a good one. This is the Bad Blood Spartan Tips. We've got three fantastic guests on. One is the world title fight for Fight Fest 1, which is sponsored by Ecotech Systems. First of all, I'm just going to introduce a couple of sponsors of the podcast. Looking Sharp Barbers, Tannin Salon. Fantastic little place there. Check yourself out. If you're local, go across, get your hair cut. Check the Tannin Salon out. It's absolutely awesome. Mr. Bloom's Black Seed Oil Mechanics. Absolutely fantastic product. So head over to their Facebook page, check it out, see what they're up to. Also, Scott West Shellfish, fantastic company up in Scotland. Check them out for all your shellfish needs and everything. Fantastic, run by some fantastic people as well. So check them out. And also the one and only Spartan BK Fight Club. You know where it's at if you just want the rawest and absolute brutal best of pit fighting across the world. Lads, Aaron Lambourne, Wayne Morgan, Christian Roberts, how are you?
I'm good.
Good.
Boss man?
Nervous, but good.
Nervous, but good. Right. Let's get straight into it. Christian, was this just the natural fight to make?
Yeah, I mean, you know, you've got to look at the fundamentals here, and Aaron really hasn't put a foot wrong since he come. You know, there's going to be speculation. Partial fight, but anybody who fight knows the way the fight was going, and the fight was only lost because Aaron decided to get out the pit. I mean, anybody who sees anything different in that fight wants a fucking plump. You know, same with Wayne. Wayne's come on board and he's not put a foot wrong so far. You know, he's beaten all before him. So, yeah, man, it wasn't a hard fight to make. And both these guys want to be at the top of the game, so you know you can be guaranteed that it'll be a fight.
Aaron, I'm going to come to you first. Obviously, how have you viewed Wayne coming in and getting the title shot before yourself? I know that.
Well, I got offered the title shot first, Mark, but due to obviously with what was going on with COVID and that, I turned it down, so he got given it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? It's just how it worked out.
I must say, yeah, last performance against Stevie Goldmine was extremely impressive. I
was disappointed, mate. He should have gone on. Should have been a bit harder.
Should have been a bit
harder. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I trained for that whole 4 hours worth of training. You know what I mean? And put a lot of effort into that.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, you know, like I said, it was impressive. Must admit, I was expecting it to go a little longer, and I wasn't expecting it to end like that. Wayne, the champ, you also had an extremely fantastic finish on that day. How would you feel as Aaron as your next opponent?
It's the only opponent there is. Who else is there to give us?
Lewis Francis, David Manor.
Lewis Francis is still in jail at the minute, though.
He won't be for much longer. So
they're all paperweights to me, mate. They're cardboard cutouts. They get walked through just like everyone else.
Just line them up and knock them down.
Good attitude.
So, Aaron, what makes this? Is this fight any different? How you prepared any different? Like, obviously,
I'm not society, right? I stand outside society. I don't follow social media. I don't sit and watch bloody MMA. I don't watch boxing. I'm not interested in trying to be somebody. And yeah, this for me is just pure down to what I need to get out of my head. It's just a release for me. Yeah, I don't watch him fight. I haven't seen any of his videos. I'm not interested in what he can do. I'm just going to get in and do my thing. If obviously anyone can get a punch in, yeah, anyone can barely knock anyone out, yeah, if you get it there. But if it happens, it happens. You know what I mean? It's one of them things. I'll never underestimate him at all. Do you know what I mean? Anyone can punch. Yeah. So at the end of the day, all I'm interested in is getting in there and doing what I'm good at. I couldn't give a shit about anything what he's gonna do.
Weird.
I'm coming. Them belts are stubborn. They're not going anywhere. So
well, there's only three,
but you will have to put us to sleep to beat us though. That is a fact.
No worries about that, dude.
Boss man.
Not being funny though, losing 2.5 stone, is that really the best idea to do?
I needed to get that. I needed to get quicker and sharper up. So
stop drinking.
I've still got strength and I've still got power.
Yeah. Let's see. We'll see. I mean, you've had 2 fights, have you not? 2 fights?
Two bad
and the people you fought are?
Ben, were
they seasoned or were they just bums?
Right, Ben, what a season. Craig Debo was a bit of a bum, like.
Yeah. So I'm the first challenge you're going to have.
Nice.
Sweet. Your time to shine, then,
It is, huh?
With that said, Wayne, obviously this is a different challenge to you. Like this isn't no Ben Wunton, this isn't no Craig Debo or Parkinson. How are you prepared mentally? Is this different to you? Is this the challenge of the division, or do you rate other fighters who we haven't fought yet above Aaron?
This is the fight. This is my biggest fight in the heavyweight division. There isn't Lewis Francis and David Manner. They're not a problem. Aaron Lamborn is the problem there, and he wants to try and get me belts, and it's not going to happen. So, but mentally, I'm always ready. Always. I'm never not ready. It's not something that I took a lot of time out of boxing, and then I came back a bit, and I did exactly what I did back then. Now,
can I ask you a question, Aaron? Have you seen anything in Wayne that says this is your belt? Have you seen anything? I know you said you haven't seen anything, but you've just touched on that he hasn't fought anybody. Do you think that will be a factor come fight day?
Well, that he hasn't. I don't think anyone could be able to cope with my ferocious and my intent. That's the problem with people can't cope with fighting on the back foot all the time. You know what I mean? I'm just going to take your game straight out of it. I'll fight my game. You know what I mean? I don't do the losing backward fucking ear throw left front centre. I fight my way of fighting. There's only one way of fighting. That's 100 miles an hour. And if you see that as a weakness, then it's a weakness. But people can't train for that, mate. You either got it in you or you ain't. Do you know what I mean? You can have a fight like that or you can't. Do you know what I mean? So you see it as anger, mate. Nah, it's pure intent, mate.
oh,
Do you know what I mean? That's what it is.
Same question to you, Wayne. Have you seen anything in Aaron's game that makes you think them belts are staying? I've got this.
He is ferocious. There isn't no doubt about that. But I'm inside, and when I get inside, I will take him out. It's as simple as that. He can't breathe. He can't fight. And he's more angles. He's more elbows, angles. Try to clinch all the time. That is Aaron's game. My game is completely get in, hit you, drop you, see you later. I didn't want to spend too much time in there. I want to be in, out, and done my job.
So does that mean that you're saying that you don't think Aaron's got the chin to withstand your power?
Definitely not.
It's fucking magic chin, this, mate.
Mate,
it's fucking beautiful. It's beautiful.
Because this is what I'm saying. This has got to let the intent out. So, Aaron, when you've said you don't keep an eye on the rankings or anything outside that, you don't watch the fighters. So obviously, when you're solely concentrating on you, people will say, you'll have your naysayers who will turn around and say, well, he's not a listener, he's not a student of the game, he's in.
You know what game? You better knuckle, mate. You get hit wrong, you're dead. This ain't a sport, mate. I don't understand why people say it's a sport. You get hit with a cup, that's almost like a baseball bat, mate. You get hit with one of them and it fractures your cheekbone and goes into your brain, you're dead. It's end of the sport. It's not something you take lightly. Yeah, you don't get in there and want to be jumping around, you're hitting each other 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 times. You want to end it quick. But he's made one mistake. Already he's outlined as I like the clinch work, I like my elbows, I like doing this. Mate, you've got to evolve in fighting and you've got to evolve fast. Yeah, you can't evolve.
I can adapt and I do adapt.
You've already trained you for that way, for me to fight that way. Big mistake, dude.
I've just trained that way. Didn't think I've just trained that way.
Right. This is why I don't watch people. That's why I'm not interested in what they do. Because at the end of the day, you fill a gap, I fill it. Yeah. Stevie Gold, right? His arms are down. It's like that. So the clinch come because that's how his guard was. So what am I going to do? I want to fill his gap, and uppercuts, man. That's what destroyed him. Control his head, control his uppercuts, keep his arms down, played my game. That's what ended him. No one else utilised that. You find a weakness, you see it, you feel it.
Aaron, your style is super different, but very, very, very effective in the pit. Now,
yeah,
I know you're not a man to let many things out and stuff like that. I know you're private and you don't do stuff like that. But has there been anybody in training to match your capacity and your strength, your willingness?
In my training?
Mm-hmm.
Well, now, because I train my weaknesses and their strengths when I train with people. Yeah, like you train as a team. You don't just go in and beat someone up because that's what you can do. Do you know what I mean? So now, like when you have a good training team, you learn off them. You don't use them as a punch bag. Do you know what I mean? So now, not really. But I have got to come against the best people that are black belts, people that are number one in England, people that are in UFC now. Like, and I'm just up there. You know what I mean? Self-taught, ex-army brat. You know what I mean? Been there myself. Yeah, I'm just born to fight. Some people are born to fight. Some people are born to eat. You know what I mean? It's how things are.
Do you believe you've had that fight yet, where you have had to unearth your true skill?
Yeah. The last fight I had in Northern Ireland, when there was 3 fights in one night, it was a 15-minute war. I fought a geezer called I can't think of his name now. But yeah, it was a 15-minute war. Yeah. And at the end of it, obviously, taking a heel, an illegal move, heel to the face, like almost knocked me out momentarily, and then I had to come back from it. But after 15 minutes of fighting, you both really it was a mess. And I ended up winning the show, coming back with the first belt in cage contenders. You know what I mean? It was their first welterweight champion. Wow. So yeah, I have been there and done that. So I've got the level. I've got that next level, that step.
Do you believe there's anybody?
One side to me.
Do you believe there's anybody in the heavyweight division who can bring that out of you, or did you see?
What I can see,
yeah,
that. Not from what I can see, mate. But then that's my confidence. That's what I think. Yeah, they might think something different, but that's who they are, and they're entitled to that choice. My choice, and what I think is, to me, they're all cardboard cutouts, mate. They're plastic gangsters. You know what I mean? I'm going to push them over. I'm going to walk through them. You might as well put 2 or 3 of them in there for me. Do you know what I mean? That's how it's going to be.
You have definitely got, I know this might sound stupid, but you've got that Diaz mentality where you really are not bothered apart from your people, the true people around you and who care for you.
Yeah.
Like everything else just seems to be a major fucking distraction.
I don't have to listen. I don't see things unless I need to see them. I don't listen to things unless I need to listen to them. Yeah. Well, I just live a simple life, do what I need to do with the people that I need to be with. Everything else to me, not interested. Hence why I'm not on social media. Hence why I don't do all that crap. Do you know what I mean? You can't live 2 lives. You can't live 3 lives, 4 lives. Yeah, you live 1 life. Yeah, and to me, it's a small group of people, and that's what I'm interested in.
Wayne, can I ask you a question? Have you prepared any differently for Aaron, knowing that it's a different fight?
I've just trained as much as I can, mentally and physically. It's either he's getting put to sleep or I'm getting put to sleep. That is the fact. It's not a draw. It's not gonna go the distance. We're not one away, or we're not gonna get out. It's hit hard and be knocked out. It's as simple as that. One away is going to sleep.
Yeah, man.
What do you believe, Wayne, in your mentality coming into this fight and what you've seen of Aaron? Do you believe that this fight will take it to a different place mentally, and you're going to have to really, really
definitely. I'll have to dig deep. Absolutely. I've got no question about that. He is a tough fighter. But as I said before, he has to put me to sleep to beat us. He's got to, because I'll just keep getting up and getting up and getting up. I'm not a Stevie Gold. I'm not a Mike Marshall. I'm here, and I'm here to stay.
I just want to say as well, it's brilliant having 2 heavyweights high up the scale, especially with the deal being done now with Dada and Mike Vasquez over in America to bring the Americans over to fight and stuff. It stands us in good stead having good heavyweights. These 2 are cream of the crop at the moment. Don't forget, we've got Lewis Francis to add. We've got David Manner to add, and we've got Dominic Kowinski coming over, who could be anything. The Polish like a good tear-up, so he could be anything. He looks the part, but, we've seen that all before. But, all good names to add, and I'll be adding more names after the summer as well. So, like I say, it's good to have 2 caliber of heavyweights like this in the division that represents Spartan. It just shows how far we've come on.
By all means, it's me and Aaron are number 1 and 2 in that division. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, man, I agree.
When you obviously going forward, because I'm going to ask you both this. Going forward, Wayne, where do you see yourself like aiming for next? Who do you want after Aaron?
After Aaron,
Mm-hmm.
I want that Jordan Mitchell from BYB. Or I want Mike Marshall. I can get hire anybody in. I couldn't give 2 flying monkeys. Like,
I can tell you, Mike Marshall won't fight for us again.
I've seen him getting put down before.
He's had more pullouts than Jordan's boyfriend.
The Scarlet Criminal.
The Scarlet Pimpernel.
Anyway, I think Mike had a rough one last night, so we'll leave it with that.
Oh,
Got
did he
beat
get
up
done
King
again?
Kobe,
Did
didn't he?
Got dropped about 8 times, I think.
he? I'll tell you what, mate, if I could have had some grip in that fight, I thought he would have got dropped. You know what I mean? He doesn't punch very hard.
Aaron, what do you know your fight? Well, obviously, I'm going to go back to the last fight. Obviously, well, not the last fight, but when you were fighting Mike,
Yeah.
what was? I know obviously the circumstances because we're in a pandemic was different, but what was different from that fight to the Stevie Gold fight?
Right. Well, I'm all legs. I'm all power. Everything comes from my feet. Yeah. Right. And obviously, first punch I threw straight away. I slipped on the rubber. Right. Believe it or not, I bought a special shop boots, thinking, right, these are going to grip on that. But I slipped on the first fight I had with that Jordan geezer. Right. So I thought, I've got to buy some proper footwear. And yeah, I slipped, and obviously it just took my game straight out the window. I was arguing with myself, and when you know what it's like, if you think, yeah, you lose. You know what I mean? You should have to think.
Oh,
I felt like it was just one of them things, wasn't it? And then obviously with it now going from rubber to AstroTurf, is it AstroTurf again now, Christian? Yeah.
Yeah, it will be.
Yeah. Obviously, I had all the grip there. But then obviously with me walking out and handing him the belt, it was like I was going to bite his bloody nose off, right? Or he was going to win by default, right? Or that was me out of the game. Do you know what I mean, right? So in my head, yeah, have the win. If you want it that bad, have it. Right? So that's why I walked out that ring. And then obviously fighting Stevie Gold, I had something to prove now. In my eyes, he was the number one. He handed the belt in first. He got that belt through fighting a lot of fucking people. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Well, actually, he was the main person to beat in this BKB. And well, he took him out in 100 minutes.
Stevie's experience and the people he's fought does.
Yeah.
Does
But yeah, again, he never fought anyone like me, and that showed when he came up against me.
Oh, I would most certainly agree with that.
Yeah,
most certainly agree with that. Wayne, what was different from when you first stepped in the pit against Ben to when you stepped in with Craig? I know it was a hell of a lot of massive.
Completely fucking different. Absolutely, completely couldn't. Brent can box. Craig couldn't high punch. Craig didn't land a punch. He was uncomfortable in there. He didn't know what he was doing in there, and I just adapted and I just took him clean up. And that finish, I give him that 4 combo. It was perfect. I found his chin and I put him to sleep.
What'll be different from that fight to this fight?
Aaron can fight.
All right, let me ask you, because no one else is going to. Aaron, what's your prediction for the fight? The new heavyweight champion of the
prediction. I don't think he'll go past 30. He ain't going to go past 30 seconds. I think he's going to completely underestimate me. Yeah, I think he's going to try and fight me how I would normally fight. Right, and I don't think he's going to be able to cope with the ferocity and power that I've got. And the complete, yeah, I think so, mate. Yeah, I think so.
Time will tell.
Yeah.
Same question.
I think, honest opinion, I think I stopped him in round 2.
Well, I 30 seconds, mate. You're already out cold, didn't you?
Nah.
Christian.
Yes, sir.
What's your prediction, Christian?
I never make a prediction on a promoter, and I always remain impartial. My prediction is this: this will be one of the best fights that Spartan Wars has seen so far.
So, Lee, what's your prediction?
Never ever make a prediction. You know my position. You know my position within the company, and I never. No, fuck that, man. No, definitely not.
I think it'll be a very entertaining fight. On the other hand, I disagree with Wayne. I think whoever's going to win is going to do it in the first round, because not many benefit fights go more than 1 round, and these two can hit, man. So I predict whoever's going to win this fight will do it quick, sharpo.
Got to be done, mate. I ain't going to hospital. Tell that now. And no one's breaking my face.
I honestly believe that this fight it's going to open eyes. No, because it make
And I don't.
true honest opinion. But if Aaron wins, it might be in. Oh, it was just the fact of it was Wayne Morgan Jr. If Wayne wins, it could be the greatest thing that's ever happened to him because it's the biggest name on his list. Now it could go in many ways. So, you know, it just is what it is, and I really do believe we're getting a fucking hell of a fight.
Right, lads, are we wrapping up? I've got some food to eat.
Right. Well, obviously,
I've
Aaron.
got a fight, in 2 weeks, huh?
Aaron, would you like to give any big shout outs to your sponsors?
Nah, not really.
Not really.
I'm eating now. I'll do it when I win.
Right, Wayne, would you like to give shout out to your sponsors?
I've got too many.
Rifle them
I've
off.
got way too many.
Who they are?
Yeah,
Can't remember who they are.
I can't.
Terrible.
I'm not gonna. I'll just shout out Ecotech Systems and Tristan Josh for this show because he sponsored the whole event. So
Actually, I better shout out to my friend Tristan as well. Actually, yeah, cheers, Tristan.
So he's an ever present. You know, he's a top bloke, Tristan, and I'm looking forward to having a cold one with him while these two boys punch it out.
Huh?
So again, thanks for coming on tonight, guys, and I look forward to seeing you fight. Aaron, that looks amazing. I'm getting off there because I'm starving.
And our mate, he's coming. It's on its way.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
Cheers. See you later.
Nice one. Cheers, lads.
Enjoy.
Ta-ra.
Ta-da.
Derby Square.
Right, that was off the cusp little interview that we had with the world title challenger Aaron Lambourne and the champ Wayne Morgan Jr. We also had the boss man present. Like I say, it was a little bit off the cuff. First one back, try and get back into the groove of things. It was eventful to say the least. Being off for a while, Corona done its bad business on me. So, yeah, but we're off and back up and running. So, plenty more to come. We'll have another podcast next week for you. Sometime through the week. I think it's either Monday or Tuesday. Not quite sure, but we will let you know when it is. Get nervous doing these now. Feels like it's all brand new and everything. Not good, man. Not good. So, like I say, that was an off-the-cusp interview with world title fight contenders, the champ Wayne Morgan Jr., Aaron Lambourne, Christian Roberts. This has been the Bad Blood Spartan Tapes. Peace.